week ago, I got my hands on this, the FlightScope Mevo Plus. On paper, this is potentially the fanciest piece of golf equipment I've ever owned. And if you're in the market for one, stick around to the end because I've got some pretty important advice that you're gonna need to hear.
So you see the box that comes through. Editor's Choice Award from Golf Digest. Great box as you'd expect. Practice with purpose, love that. Magnet on the front, open that up. There's the box, already looking great. Already something that looks like it would be good in your golf bag at home. The FlightScope Mevo Plus. Really nice case, feels super good quality. Nice logo on the front, thick zip. Let's get into it. First things first, what have we got here? Mevo Plus Quick Start Guide. Hopefully this is going to be super easy to set up. I don't know why, but I always a little bit nervous with new technology, how it's going to go, how we're going to go, if it's going to be easy to set up. So I'm very hopeful that this will be quick and straightforward and we'll be hitting golf balls in no time at all. Information card here. Where to go for help. Talks about the battery. I have heard this, that you're best off using the charger that comes with it as opposed to anything else. Makes sense, that's no problem. More information. Okay, so there's a guide on where to set it up. The distances that you need to have, depending on whether you're inside or outside. I'm predominantly going to be using this outside, so that's going to be helpful. Be on that in a minute. The simulator angle. I do believe that you need it set up at the right angle when you're using it. So I think this is one option to do that, to have that set up. I think there's also, it tells you in the app once you've got it linked into your app. So we'll have a go with both of them and see which one works best. Obviously that comes with it. The reflective dots. So if you are using it inside, I believe you need to put the reflective dots onto your golf balls. Clip, I suppose if you're clipping it onto your golf bag or anything like that, it's going to be helpful. Charger, and then here we go. Really keen to get stuck into this. The FlightScope Mevo Plus. Get rid of the bag. There she is. And very, very cool. Stand comes out. I believe that's the power button on top. Already seen something in the quick start guide that was talking about the different lights displays that tells you. I assume the camera. It's really lightweight, surprisingly so. Really nice size. I love the colors, the white and red really pop out. Just everything that you would want. As said, when we talked about the quick start guide, it's a link to the website, and then this talks about the QR code on the box to pair to the app. I believe it's this one. So I'm going to find my phone, see if we can do this as we go. So use the camera, hook up to the QR code. Okay, so the FlightScope application here, link to the App Store where you can download FS Golf, all the different things that we're going to get to use. So we'll have a go at that. I'm going to download that app. Obviously the first time for me, so I'm going to need to create an account. I'm going to quickly go through this, enter in the details that it's asking for. I'll be right back with you. So I've got the app. I think you need to turn it on first, so power button on the top. Hold that down till it beeps, lights start flashing. That's all explained in the quick start guide. The app then wants to join the unit. So you have to scan the QR code. It says it's connecting with the radar. And there you go, already connected. That was as easy as it could possibly be. So I'm going to try and show you what we've got here. Obviously got name at the top. Radar settings, players, equipment, environments, unit. Looks like as well you can control what information it's going to show you. So I suppose this will depend really what interests you. By the looks of things, you can toggle around and have different setups depending on what you want. Make sure it's however you need it to be. There's a lot of different settings you can do. Straight away, this was all as simple as you'd like it to be and as quick to set up as you'd want it to be. There we have it. The FlightScope Mevo Plus. Had a look at all of the options that come with it and got it linked into the phone already. Very quick and easy to do. So we've opened the FlightScope, we've paired it with the app, but before we can get anything done, we need to turn this garden into a proper hitting space. So let's get it done. Much better. Upgraded to the net return. So if you've been following some of my other videos, I did have a net before this, but the guys that I got the FlightScope from is from the Net Return Australia, and they've been super helpful, and they're also selling these. So I thought, let's just give it a whirl. Let's upgrade everything in one go. What I first need to do, and this is following the instructions that came with the FlightScope, is that you need 8 feet from where you're hitting to the net. So it needs to be able to track the golf ball that far. I then need to go 8 feet backwards in order to get the FlightScope set up. So I'm going to do that, and then we can get going. So now I've got the FlightScope back 8 feet behind the ball following the instructions, and I've got 8 feet from where I'm going to be hitting the ball into the net. So I think the next thing to do is to try and pair this up then with the app, and it walks you through that. So I've just logged into the app, make sure your radar device is set up correctly. wants to join the radar. So again, using the QR code on the back of the radar itself, you're going to connect into the app to tell it that you're hitting in this, your session started. It says it's connected and it's telling me I need to adjust the tilt. But basically this adjusts to tell you where the tilt is. Okay, so I've set up the FlightScope, all the lights are correct, same red, which is good to go. I've got the app's cool. It's got the down the line look of the hole. You can change that. There's a bunch of different ones. It's got the initial parameters. So I've just put a 7 iron in. It says ready, just gonna have a go. Clip one away, see what happens.
Carry is 161.8 yards.
That's pretty cool. So 7 iron, carry 161.8 yards, club head speed 82.8, ball speed 114, spin, launch, smash, height. Got the down the line view. You can change it if you want to get rid of the data or not, or the view. You can go perspective, side, so you can go side on. That's so cool. Really, in your garden practicing, that just takes it to a whole new level.
As I said at the start, I've been using the FlightScope Mevo Plus now for a week. Really impressed with it. It tracks tons of data and transforms that backyard practice session into something completely different to what I've ever seen before. What I did find with it is that although I'm hitting mine outside, because I have a limited space to hit it, in FlightScope terminology, I think it talks about when it's outdoors as unlimited ball flight. Well, because I'm hitting into a net, it's limited ball flight. And so what I've actually found is that I need to set it up as if it's indoors. So have it on the short indoor setting. It's not really a problem. It's just something to be aware of if you're looking to get one of these devices. A week's not a lot of time to really test it out. I'm really going off first impressions, which have all been good so far. I've been hitting mainly 7 irons, I've hit some wedges and drivers in the net. The data's great. As soon as you hit the ball, you actually get the information. You sort of expect there to be a delay, but there's not. It's very quick. Enjoyed being able to go onto the website to track some of the shots from the practice sessions. You can pull it up on the app. You can change the app to really focus on whatever information you want to get out of the session. And then you can go back and can compare the shots. It's cool to see the different ball flights. You can see them all sort of launching at the same time. You can look at them from above them, from the side on. There's lots of different views. And in terms of the numbers, it's pretty accurate to what I would expect to see on the course. So the ball flight looks like what I see on the golf course, and the numbers with the irons and the wedges especially are there or thereabouts what I see when I'm playing golf. With the driver, I still think I need to play around with the settings and the setup to get the most out of that. With the ball flight, it looks like what I would expect. The numbers are fairly accurate, but the distance doesn't seem to be quite what I would see on the golf course. So hitting a number of shots, hitting, you know when you've hit them well, you know when you could hit them better and all of that sort of thing, but probably just not quite seeing the carry distance as what I see when I'm playing golf at the moment on the course. One thing I did was I moved the net further away from where I was hitting, and instantly I saw that the next shot carried further, went further up. So I don't know, perhaps it needs a bit more ball flight with the driver because there's a higher ball speed, I'm not sure. What I am wondering is that if the next thing I should do is take it to the driving range so that I can actually look at a session whilst there's an unrestricted ball flight. So see it in the air and see what those numbers look like. Basically though, really impressed by this. I think it adds a ton of potential to your practice sessions, and I know there's loads of things I haven't even touched on yet, so I'm really keen to get into that over the next few weeks. What I would love is if I could get your feedback though. Have you got one of these devices, or is it something that you're looking to buy? Is there something that you'd like me to look at and test and put a video out there on? It would be great if you could jump down into the comments. Really happy to play around with it, give you my feedback, put more videos out on this, but it would just be great to get your input on what you'd like to see. As always, really appreciate you watching, and if this is the type of content that you enjoy, make sure you jump down and subscribe, turn on that bell notification, and then you'll see my other videos when they come out. If you're interested in my journey with force pedals to help with my swing speed, I'm going to put up a video on the screen now, and I really think you should check that one out, and I'll be seeing you soon.